There's been a disturbance detected in the force field. An interloper energy has been picked up. Identification is unclear. This is somebody who operates on an occult level. They know how to tap into the mystery. High priestess energy. Someone who has secrets. Someone who knows of hidden things. Somebody who is currently cloaking their energy. Their position has been weakened because of something that has been discovered. And even weakened with their spiritual connections in terms of the deities that they turn to for reprieve. And now they're needing something. They're needing something from you in order to power up Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Something that they can only find through heading into your territory. This is requiring them to have to cross a certain boundary line, something that has been set in place. I feel like it's some kind of warding that has been in place. They're recognizing that somebody that they teamed up with has actually turned against them and has weakened their energy. This could be because they've been sussed out. I do feel like even though they were teamed up with somebody here, they were working at odds against this person. This is very Skeksis kind of energy, if you're familiar with the dark crystal. Very villainous, sadistic, vain, pompous, and obsessed with cheating death. It may have seemed like this energy moved away, distanced itself. That's not the case at all. It just started to move more covertly because it recognized that it was sort of setting off. I got distress signals is the way it's coming through. The tendency for you to be able to pick up the approach of this energy has sent out distress signals in a particular group of people who have been working together, who've been trying to make their intentions cloaked, hidden, but yet you're still picking up a disturbance in the force field. You're noticing certain shifts, certain environmental shifts that are making you aware that this energy is not about to give up. This energy is very resilient. This energy does not accept defeat well. And yet there's something that they're trying to obtain that is not theirs to hold. It's something they're trying to take from you. And I think you're in a position where you just don't have enough spoons to feed this hungry energy anymore. It's got vibes of energy harvesting. And when I was tapping in, what I was picking up is they're after Irun's apples. Irun's apples are apples that are said to provide immortality, which is interesting that the Skeksis energy came in because they also were very obsessed with immortality. And so it's almost got this vibe of like opposing energies to the light building force. You could say the dark side is running a little low on fuel because you have done certain warding. There's certain boundaries you put in place. And you hold proverbial Irun's apples, and they want to steal these apples. So I feel like it's a certain kind of special magic that you hold. You know how to work within the realm of chaos. You can harness chaos as a creative life force energy. You don't get overwhelmed by chaos. You know how to enter into the flow, to move ecstatically with the current that it carries you in. You don't get unsettled by the turbulence, quite the opposite. It more feeds a sense of resilience and determination in you. They want a hold of this energy, but your energy has been cut off from them. And it's coming through as Eodun's apples. Now, when I think of Eodun's apples, which comes from Norse tradition and grants eternal youth and rejuvenations to the gods themselves. Without this food for the gods, this ambrosia, you could say, they would cease to exist. That's something that is often said on the path of fairy, that the gods survive because of us feeding them. And their gods are going hungry. Their gods are going hungry. They're not satisfied with their offerings anymore because the offerings they were giving their gods were sourced from you with the gross cup there. Their gods have become quite demanding of them. They're not satisfied with their offerings for the works they've done. They feel that they've broken contractual agreements, and because of this, they're starting to become quite heavy-handed with them. And thereby, this fuels their determination to breach your boundaries, to get their hands on what they know will quench their god's thirst and get them off their tail. They're in a position right now where they're somewhat bound. They're somewhat bound by the oaths they've made to those who they serve. And they're wanting to gain the upper hand. But when I think of thief, of Eodun's apples, it makes me think of the Lokian path. And so this is a bit of a trickster energy coming in here for you, air signs. As we open up this new quest in this lunar cycle leading up to the full moon in Sagittarius on June 11th. This is what will open the road to the stone of destiny, but opening the road is just one part of getting there. There's a lot more that comes in alignment with that. So let's see what's going on here. Yes, yes, yes. See, there's some kind of secrets you hold. There's some kind of knowledge you hold that actually gives you a firm grasp of that stone of destiny. And there is something here that is warded and protected for you. You do have a sense of your course forward, and you do have vision. And you have this knowledge that you hold. There's something you've already transformed here, air signs. And it's giving you a sort of bird's eye view. And the early bird gets the worm. And it's very interesting because as I was sitting to drop in 8:08 on the clock, we're on the right path here, okay? As I was sitting to tap into the air sign energy to do this quest wildcard read, there was a hawk that was flying, and there were all these ravens surrounding the hawk, trying to take the hawk down. Okay. And when I think of that energy, usually that's because the hawk has tried to like run off with something, usually a little baby from a nest or some kind of prey, you could say. And that's when you get all the ravens kind of teaming up against the hawk to try to take it down. And so I do see there's like this big ruckus here, and I feel this is the energy that's building. But there's a certain bird's eye view that you already have. You already have a certain perspective because of something that you transformed here. And you already have the knowledge you seek. You already have something firmly in your grasp. And so this is an energy that's trying to come away to steal away this energy. And I do feel like the approach is going to be to butter you up. It's got like the vibe of a peace treaty. It's got the vibe of a peace treaty. It's almost like this character will come forward with some admission of guilt, but won't tell the whole story, and will leave out the most unsavory bits in hopes that their honesty will be enough to sway you to let them find favor with you again so they can gain access to your energy and the knowledge they need. It may actually even be something that you have, something you have within some kind of book, some kind of information you have that they need access to. This could be a physical book. This could be a notebook. This could be a laptop. I do feel like they want to get their hands on some information that you have. They feel like this could give them the upper hand and help them see into hidden matters. That's the thing. They don't have any way of knowing what you're doing, the moves you're making, and they want access. I do know that there is a feminine energy that has been restrained from their usual mode of operation here, and they're about to give it another go. This is a high priestess energy that is just refusing to sit down, refusing to read the writing on the wall. They're after Idun's apples. They want that golden apple. They're hoping it can give them a second wind that will give them enough force and might where they'll be able to overthrow you and usurp your position. Bottom of the deck. Here they come, up to bat one more time. And I won't say that this particular character doesn't have resilience, because they do. They also have quite a bit of stubbornness here. And they do hold some power of their own, but they're in desperate need of a power up because they're running in short supply. And they've already seen the tide turning here, but they're hoping that with this one bold move, if they use a little trickery, if they use a little guile, they might be able to gain the upper hand here and hit it out of the park. Got Capricorn energy coming in here. They may not anticipate the resilience with which you meet this attempt, okay? Oh, yeah, they're not expecting this. Just as I said that, Robo-Dodo shows up in reverse and gets tossed aside. See, they are in this stage right now where they have you under surveillance, but you're ready for this. They're not ready for you. They're not aware that you're aware that they're watching you, that they're keeping an eye on you. As I said, there's been some kind of disruption in the force field here. Whoever this person is, they've been paying far too much attention to what you're up to. And they are ready to come in and see if they can best you in a game of intuition. Will you be able to see through their true design, their true reason for approaching you? Look, it's kind of like got that sort of like Skeksis kind of energy to it too. All right. This could be a group of people who just have really shitty intentions, okay? And it's almost like they're sending like a dummy kind of energy in. Somebody they think that you won't take as a threat or an affront, that you'll be more likely to, you know, let your guard down around. Somebody who might even come in and sort of play dumb. This person may play dumb. That may be the way they get people to reveal information to them. They play dumb. They make it out like they don't have a clue. This person's actually really smart, but they're also quite conniving. I think you've already sussed this energy out, though. Like, you are aware that somebody is meddling a little bit too much. Yeah, and they're paying attention to something you got coming in for you here. I mean, we got the gravy funnel. So I do feel like you already have some reward that's coming in here for you. There's some kind of personal fulfillment coming in for you that's giving you a personal power up. I think you've been feeding your gods well. They're quite satisfied. But in order for them to find that same kind of favor, they need a little bit of what you got here. So it's something they're trying to take by sleight of hand. And I think a Lokian path. And I think of Eden's apples. Thief of Eden's apples is a saying that's associated with Loki. It's like, can we best the gods? It's sort of it's very dramatic sounding, but it's sort of that template of good versus evil, the light forces versus the dark forces. And when I say dark forces, I mean, really the irony is light forces, dark forces, it's all the same trip. One cannot exist without the other. The problem occurs when those forces become out of balance, and there is something that's been out of balance for a long period of time. The darkness has had more of a stronghold. And now with Pluto in Aquarius, we're heading to a stage where we're moving into the light building phase to try to reestablish that balance. But see, as the darkness starts to lose that stronghold, it will uprise to try to blot out the light. That's what this is. Let me get some more details about this, just as a sort of like overarching theme energy here. Yes. See, they see that there's some reward you're coming into possession of here with the Pie Knight. They see that you're moving forward and they want to snatch that pie from you. And they're wondering, what is your secret sauce? What secrets do you hold? We have cat energy coming in here. So that sort of ties into the download that came in before about the monitoring spirits. These could be people that are connected through an intimate contact that you share. This is how maybe they got some kind of access to your energy in the past, but maybe you even cut off that particular connection. And so now they're hungry for that secret sauce, man, because they want that treasure. They want that treasure. Whatever treasure this is that you hold, it's something that gives a sense of eternal youth. It's something that makes you like the comeback kid. It's something that makes you take a licking but keep on ticking, and they feel like they need a little bit of that mojo working for them because they're running low on fuel here. All right? They're running low on fuel here, and they know you got a direct line to that fuel that they need. So this is what they're trying to intercept here. Let's do a cut of the deck and see what we got. Yes, see, it's the Frodus. They got an evil eye on what you got a hold of here, and they're hoping that they can contaminate it. They're hoping that they can blot it out. They're hoping that they can seize it for their own and then misuse it, because there is some sort of distortion in the use of power here. This is a very old energy. This is an energy that's been very sticky. It's been very much like almost like it's got the same kind of quality as mold, you know, something that has been festering for too long, something that is very difficult to get rid of here. And they're hoping they can stop your world from turning here. There's something that you brought to a close, air signs. And whatever you brought to a close and whatever you warded, it's like there's some step you took recently. It was a protective measure. This really sabotaged their efforts. It could even be like some kind of firewall. It could be some kind of protective measure you took with your online activities. It's like you spotted something that was suspect to you and you did some kind of security enhancement, and they lost their connection here. They lost their connection. They lost their access to something that they were able to tap into before. And it sort of made them a bit like a sitting duck. It's like time is ticking here for them to regain this stronghold. The more time that passes that they don't have this access to what you hold, it's putting them in a very precarious position. They find themselves at quite a juncture, and it's an infinite cosmic mess. There's at least 3 people here who are about to collide with the mess they've made. I do feel like this has been an energy that has been cast over you for a long time, but it looks like you're getting free of it. All right, let's dive in and do a proper quest read here and just get some more information. I felt called to pull out quite a few decks because I wasn't sure which decks I wanted to work with. So maybe I'll just pull them out in order. Let's go ahead and see what the nature of this quest is. Bottom of the deck, the Lovers. This is somebody who is approaching you. They may be approaching you in a very friendly way. This is somebody who's meeting you at the hedge, okay? You might feel this person reach out to you energetically first. Gemini energy coming in there. They're at the crossroads. They recognize they can't go any further unless they have you on their side in some way. 21:33 on the clock, 333 energy. They know they can't move forward with their plan unless they have you on their side. And that's why they are going to attempt to come in a very affectionate manner. Very affectionate manner. Interesting. There could be a lover in the mix in this situation. There could be another lover in the mix in this situation. It's an affectionate matter. Maybe they're being goaded on by a particular high priestess to make this advance. This advance that somehow could put you in a compromising position, though I feel like they're going to try to make it like we're seeing eye to eye. We're on an even playing field here. There's something here where they need your assistance in order to get out of the dark wood and make it to the clearing. Right now, they're lost in a forest. They're lost in a forest. They can't make their way to the clearing. So it's like they're meeting you on the hedge. They're meeting you on the ether. You'll feel their approach come on the ether. They'll come forward in dreams. They'll come forward in your meditations. You'll feel their energy introduce itself. It's like they're testing the water here. Can I approach? That's what I got. Can I approach? Yes. Sire of Pentacles. Can I approach? Can we make a deal? 23:23 on the clock. They may make it out like this deal is going to give you some kind of stability or some kind of standing. It's actually a destabilizing influence. It's sort of akin to rolling a golden apple through the banquet hall, much as Eris did, and stirred up quite a bit of drama, caused all the goddesses to fight over who was the fairest of them all. It's almost like they're going to try to appeal to what they could consider your vanity or your ego. Almost like they're saying, I choose you. But really, it's about I choose you to throw under the bus. It's got those vibes to it, I have to tell you. We got Earth sign energy coming in here pretty strongly. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. This could even be a friend approaching, making it out like, oh, I was sort of sided up with them, but then I really saw that they were working against you. And now I'm here to be your muscle or be on your side in some way, but it's a ruse, okay? There's something untrustworthy about this energy that's approaching you that wants to make a deal. That says, I see it your way now. They do see it your way. but not in the way you think. They know the way that you view a situation, so they're going to appeal to that side of you in order for you to sort of like let down your defenses here. Tell me more of the nature of this quest before the air signs. Yes, yes, yes. Look at this. 9 of Cups in reverse. Their means are tricky. Their desires are selfish. And this comes in with the 3 of Wands in reverse. See, they recognize that they're not going to get what they want unless they get you on their side. They need to appeal to you in some way. They recognize that the ships they thought would come into port have sailed, and they're set sail in your direction here. It's like their loss is your gain, but it's because they tried to gain a stronghold over something that wasn't theirs in the first place. And they're trying to cut this off at the pass, whatever this is that's coming in for you, this proverbial gravy funnel, whatever this is that is giving you some kind of reward, something that's earmarked for you here. This is why they're reaching out. Page of Wands energy. Sagittarian energy coming in pretty strongly here. Okay. You could have a strong Sagittarian placement. You could be Sagittarius rising. That would make you a Gemini descendant, right? So this is the desire for approach. It's to try to reroute something that's coming in for you, but they can only do that if they can kind of like power up. In order to power up, they need to feed off of you. In some way, these people were energy harvesting off of you. They were advancing before because of some kind of access they had to you. Now, it could be access to certain information you hold, access to something of yours that was giving them an advantage and it allowed them to pull one over on you. With that, we got the Page of Cups coming in here, who's been scrying into a matter. Bottom of the deck energy, 7 of Swords. Grudge energy, has a bone to pick, wants to try to settle a score. Pisces energy, trying to scry into a matter, trying to get details on the Queen of Swords that's about to have a new beginning, that was able to get beyond a certain chrysalis state where they were held in place for far too long because of resistance and impediments coming from their own. Someone they trusted, someone they let in who has now been warded from. There's this transformation you're about to experience here, Queen of Swords. Strong Libra energy, Gemini, Aquarius, air, and center. Your transformation is about to come through, but you have somebody here who's trying to suss out how they can put it on stop, because they have a grudge to settle. This is a bone they have to pick with you. They feel bested in some way, but they can't stop this wheel of fortune from turning here. There's fortune turning in your favor in this situation. But this is the reason for the advance with the Knight of Cups. As I told you, it's a friendly advance. It's somebody who knows that they have to give some kind of admission of guilt, because if they don't, it's going to reveal that they are there for manipulative purposes. But they're not going to tell you all the details, nor are they going to tell you that they're still working with these people. It's like a setup kind of energy. They have to get access to you in order to be able to prevent this from coming in for you. This could be a fixed sign energy that you're dealing with. You could be dealing with a Taurus. You could be dealing with a Leo. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, Aquarius. This could be coming in really strongly for you. Here's your energy, the Tower. It came out crossed here. So I do feel like there was something you transformed. Whoever these people are, they try to tear something of yours down, something you built for yourself. Light was dimming on this side, you see? They want to eclipse this energy, something you were able to transform. They thought they could tear it down. They weren't able to. They want to see if they can gain a stronghold here. But there's something that's already been activated. There's some kind of fire of transformation that's already been activated, some kind of truth that's already evident that's preventing them from being able to tear this down. Tower energy coming in really strongly there. Big Aquarian energy. Okay. And with this, we got the moon. So you're already passing through a certain gateway of initiation here. But I do feel like they're going to make an attempt to halt your progress. They want to know, with the cat here and the tiger on the other side of this gateway of initiation that you're just passing through right now, they want to know the secret to your endurance. How have you been able to outlast all that they've thrown your way? How have you been able to manage to set yourself free from the grip that they had on you? How did you unravel all those workings they did with the moon? There's something here that is protected for you with that Sagittarian full moon that comes in on the 11th. Piscean energy coming in again, and on this particular deck, they really feature the crab, so Cancerian energy here as well. Could be Cancer, Leo, Cusper, just with the fixed energy came in, okay? So they're coming in with this approach that's an attempt to sort of cast a glamour over you. So you'll soften and you'll let them back in so they can gain a stronghold again. It requires that they're able to tap into your energy, or that they're able to get some kind of information from you that will strengthen their position to be able to seize control of your treasure, of your reward, something that's meant to come in for you. It's something that brings chaos to them, and they're very eager to get their hands on it. Okay, let me do one more round in relation to this, but I see that this wheel is already turning. Your journey is about to begin here. You've already passed through a gateway of initiation. So the only thing that can stop you is if you get called back. Get called back. Perhaps that's the threshold they want to meet you at. They want to call you back to the gate so they can pull you back through the other side and slip on through the gateway of initiation and beat you to the punch here. A little tricky test from the gods too. Do you have the strength to not be foiled by their design? That can be part of initiation too. 9 of Swords. They're troubled. They know time is running out here. And like I said, the forces they work with are getting quite impatient with the delays. They know they need to rectify something quickly. But I see here, it's very interesting. We got Temperance here. There's something you're already balancing out. There's something you're already balancing out. There's something that's already been transformed. It's like they're too late. They're too late, but that's not going to stop them from making this attempt, because they're dealing with some severe anxiety, stress, worry here. Let me see what we got here. Cut the deck energy. We got the Queen of Pentacles again. Queen of Pentacles here. Okay, we've had Earth sign energy come out pretty strongly here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming in again with the Lovers. Do you see? Okay, this has to be a Queen of Pentacles energy. It has to be. It's coming in with whoever is greeting you here at that border. They want to kiss and make up. They want to see if, they can fool you into swapping places with them and taking on their burdens here. whatever forces they were working with requires some kind of sacrifice, and they feel like, well, you can take my place and I can take yours. That's kind of how it's coming through. That's how it's coming through. All right. Tell me about this Queen of Pentacles energy. I'm pulling out my Shadow Light playing cards here. Yeah, this is an energy that's trying to cause some kind of destabilization here for you. You may have already cut off this energy before, right? I feel like this is an embattled energy. I feel like you had to go really cold on this energy because you recognize that they were rocking your foundation in some way. You could have strong air fire in your chart, okay? Strong air fire in your chart. Bystanders could feel you maybe used too much force, or maybe you were too cold or too aggressive in the actions you took to secure your position, but not at all. You used just the proper measure here, okay? I see that. You use just the proper measure here to balance things out. This was a karmic matter, and it was related to a soulmate energy here. Soulmate energy, actually, that you had to walk away from. You had to walk away from to protect yourself, okay? There was a lot that happened online in relation to this. There could also be some kind of trail online. Again, this may be something they want to get access to. And all of these coming up again total to 6. 6. Life path 6 could be factoring in strongly. 6 also makes me think of the Lovers, okay? So there is something here that's held at the crossroads. Tell me more about this adversarial energy. Tell me more about this adversarial energy, please. Tell me more about this adversarial energy. Yes, they want to get their hands on this treasure with Ace of Diamonds in the shadow. They're completely out of balance at this point. They fumbled this. And that's why they're going to quickly advance towards you, acting like they're shining light on the issue. You need to be prepared for this advance. And I think you will be. I think you're already prepared. I think there's something that you're already aware of here. You've dealt with these characters before. Again, you could have strong air and fire in your chart. I really do feel like this is coming out strongly, not only for all the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but it's also factoring in strongly for fire rising signs, because you're the descendant signs of the air signs. So if you got Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo rising, this is speaking strongly to you too. You know not to let this energy have passage. And again, it comes out as blocking the Queen of Diamonds. The Queen of Diamonds comes off friendly. She does. But she's after treasure that's not hers. And she needs to sit down. She needs to take all the seats. With the 4 of Spades in the shadow, she will not let this go. She will not let this go because she realizes that she got X'd out of some deal that she thought she had a firm grasp on. She's being forced to move away from a situation she's not only let go of, and because of that, she's going to take a strong action to try to secure what she feels should be hers, but does not belong to her at all. And there's some kind of disappointment she will face in this because she's already been caught up. I see this energy is already restrained. In fact, there may be somebody that they were working with that's already done something to restrain them that they're not aware of yet. That's what I got. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. Feel called to bring out these cards now. Let's see what other details we can get. Yeah, look at this justice. Big Libra energy coming out here. I mean, there's justice on your side here. There's something here where you're armed with the truth. There's something that's been balanced out here. I feel like you've already made it through, and you've been able to block these workings as a result of this Queen of Wands. And see, she comes in with that Black Cat energy. So this is somebody who's been throwing a lot of workings at you. And with the Six of Swords here, it's like they will not give it a rest. They will not give it a rest. They cannot accept that these troubles that they wanted to be yours come forward with them. They will not let this go. They're going to try to give it another go. I don't think it's going to be successful. Let's get some more details about this. I mean, I think this is pretty clear what is going on here. This is somebody who just will not accept defeat. They won't. They got too big of an ego. And they know that they're going to be held to what they promised, like certain oaths they made. It's like there's people they need to answer to. There's fulfillments that they still have on the line, things that they owe other people here. And so they're in a real tight spot. I understand why they're not willing to give this a rest, but I don't see this working for them at all. Justice on your side, balance on your side for the air sign energies, real strong for Libra there. Okay, something has already been balanced out. The window of opportunity has closed, but they're going to do their damnedest to try to find a crack, a way through here. But it's too late. With the World on the bottom of the deck, this cycle has already been completed. They shall not pass. Your new cycle has already began here. That's what I see. This is like energy that's going on right now on the periphery that's trying to find entry. But I don't see this being successful because to me it looks like you've already sussed this out. And it looks like you've taken some kind of steps to balance out this energy, ward against this energy. And you may have had to do this kind of forcefully, like you may have had to take a really strong stance to block this energy. And this landed right on top of that Queen of Wands to the Three of Pentacles, which is surefire sign of workings. We got Emperor energy coming in here. So in a very strong position. That's interesting that the hawk came out before, because that hawk energy is associated with Aries. So we've got Aries energy here. So Aries energy here, that would be Libra descendant. Okay, so if you're an Aries rising or got strong Aries placements in your chart, it's like you already hold like some position of power here that somebody is trying to overthrow, but they don't got truth on their side with the Ace of Swords in reverse. Tell me about this Emperor. I want more details about this Emperor here. Right behind the Emperor, we have an Ace of Cups. Okay, so there's some fulfillment coming in for this Emperor. This Emperor may have walked away or parted ways with this Queen of Wands. I see that. Because here we got a King of Wands right here, and that's exactly what he did. Moved away from this energy, moved away from this interfering energy, isn't able to be worked by this interfering energy. Saw some kind of crack in the facade, discovered some lie, some kind of glamour that was cast here. This caused them to move out of a place of indecision, move away from this energy. That's why they're nervous right now. That's why they're going to try to approach you. Maybe trying to cast some kind of shade on this Emperor here. Let's see if that's what's going on here. Are they trying to cast shade on this Emperor? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Okay, Sagittarian energy coming in here. And then again, Taurian energy, big yes on that on the bottom of the deck here. See, there's a couple people that are caught up here. They're wanting the keys to their freedom. I feel like some Emperor saw through some BS here. called them out on it, moved away from this energy. Now they're caught up and they're hoping to sort of like negotiate their freedom, so to speak, from you by approaching you, by trying to throw this emperor under the bus. But this is some kind of like turn of fortune that's already in store here. Sagittarian energy coming in again. You could have a strong Sagittarian placement in your chart. You could be a Gemini rising. Yeah, that would make you a Sagittarius descendant. Interesting how that came through. You could also be a Sagittarius rising, which makes you a Gemini descendant. But this is for all air sign placements. So, yeah, see, they're trying to negotiate something here by approaching you. Let me do a cut of the deck and see what we got here. But they're being left out of the loop. I don't see you letting this energy in. I don't even see you entertaining the communication, to be honest with you. They're not going to have power over you because you're totally focused on where you're going here. You already see that your vistas are opening up here. You already see that what you've been calling in, what you've been working toward is coming into port for you. There's no way you're going to even entertain this. It's blocked out. I see it very clearly. But you should know the attempt is going to be made. They're going to try to blot out the sun, but they're not going to be successful. This is a brand new beginning for you, and you're going to move forward here, and you're not held back anymore. And all of the seeds you have planted are coming to bloom here. There's a lot of happiness in store for you. Okay? Beautiful energy, success on the other side here. Success on the other side here. Leo energy coming in here. Cancerian energy. Cancerian Leo energy here. Okay? Cancer Leo cusper. All right? This could be the energy that got overthrown. It's possible. Just the way that that's showing up. Let me get some details about any sort of strategies that you should have in play here. Just with all this kind of coming in. I mean, to me, it really just looks like you need to hold your ground, but let's double check here. Knight of Wands coming forward here. Transports one from one place to another suddenly. See, this could be somebody who's trying to get you to do like a little like bait and switch. You know what I mean? It's like they're going to try to hook you back in. They see you're about to take your spot and they want to pull you off your spot. They want to pull you off that stage of your life, much like, you know, the character that would come out with a hook and drag people off the stage at the Apollo there, you know? That's what I feel. That's what this approach is about. Knight of Wands energy. Whoever this character is, they're coming forward quickly. You know, time is of the essence here. Yep, time is of the essence here on the split of the deck. Because with the Ace of Pentacles here, they know you have something protected for you here. But what they're not aware of is all evil spirits have already been driven away. There's no way they can get their hands on your blessing here. It's not going to stop them from trying, though. Like I said, this energy is very arrogant, very arrogant. They don't know how to take no for an answer. And for some reason, they're obsessed on taking something from you that's rightfully yours. It's not a spot that's designed for them. It's just not. Maybe they think it should be their spot, but it's not. And time's kind of already up on this energy, like I see it. The verdict's already come in on this energy, but they're hoping that they can cheat death. They're going to make one last attempt here. It doesn't look like it's going to be successful, but let's see if there's anything that you should know here. Anything you should be prepared for. Anything you should be aware of with this energy, air signs. As it attempts to gain a stronghold here. Got my angels and imps here. Two of Cups, fruition, provides expansive intelligence and gives the grace of God, the swiftly hearkening God. So see, you already got the call, you already got the memo and you already rose to the challenge. There is something manifesting here for you. It's coming into alignment with you. It could be somebody you're coming into alignment with, you know, somebody who's in a position of power, all right, that's supporting you in achieving this balance, this justice in your life, okay? It does have the vibe of like somebody in a position of power that's in your corner here with the Two of Cups. And there's almost like this desire to drive a wedge between the two of you, because divided you fall, but together your energies are too strong. That's what I feel. Whoever you're coming into alignment with here. But this is something that's already got the stamp of approval from grace. So there's no way to stop this from coming into fruition. And there's something about too sharp to sort of be duped by an energy that's working with old tricks here, right? There's something you've already seen through here, all right? Let me get some more details here. See if there's any strategy you need to employ or any strategy you need to be aware of that's coming your way, just so you can avoid any troubles. Little mosquito energy here, little pesky energy still swarming around. All right. Trying to be an irritation to you. That's what I see. It's like, I feel like the tactics that are going to be used are going to become more sort of like petty, right? To try to throw you off your game in some way. I almost feel like sort of like poking at you. It's giving me vibes like poking the bear, like how much can I irritate you to the point where you'll rise to provocation and maybe I can catch you slipping and then I can put a different slant on who you are and somehow take you down a few pegs. Saw the bear, so it's cutting the deck there. Yeah, Five of Wands. They want to try to stir up some kind of drama, make you get roped into some kind of argument here to destabilize you. That's what you need to be aware of. They recognize you hold a certain position. And they want to try to destabilize that position. And this is somebody that you haven't dealt with in a while, and they're coming back around here specifically for that purpose. Big earth sign energy, okay? Coming out pretty strongly here as the one to watch for. Okay, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Ooh, yeah, they just need to understand it's not going to work. Bottom of the deck energy, the sun. You're not going to fall for this. They see that you got some kind of expansion coming in here for you. And they're trying to change places. They are. That's why they're shape-shifting on you. They're hoping that they can get you to trade places through trickery because they want to steal the sun. Just as you're about to get it to Ragnarok, that's what I see. But this is not going to work. How do I know? We got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. They will not be moving forward with this. They don't have the power to move this forward. It's not going to be effective. And in fact, I also feel that you already know that this person is working against you. You know that any answers they give to you are half-truths. You're not going to get the full picture of the story from them. No way, no how. Also, you know that this person is easily bought. They'll turn on you if it means that they can get what they want. And they've already proven that. So you're not going to be subject to this. There's no victory for this character here with the Six of Wands in reverse. You've already seen through them. You know that they're deceptive, okay? And there will be no new beginning here with the Ace of Cups in reverse. You're going to spill out this offer. That's what I see. You're turning this energy away. You know it can't be trust. Page of Cups coming in here. It's like the advance is real friendly. And it's almost like they're approaching you like, we can both win here, you know? But really, it's to bring you down so they can take your place. Okay? Again, Water sign energy coming in, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We really only had Cancer and Pisces energy show up though on the board so far. Yeah, again, this is somebody that things have been like radio silence with for a long time. You haven't been in communication with this person. You haven't talked to this person. You cut this person off, and here they come. Like they're giving you some kind of answers to things that you already are very clear on. That's what I feel. This is going to be an attempt in vain. It's not really going to work out to their advantage. I think we've seen all we need to see here. I'm not going to keep asking the same old questions. 10 of Wands, you're already in spiritual communication here. You already have guidance about this. You already know what's up. You already know what's up. You know what this advance is about. You're not in the dark about this with the 10 of Wands. You know that this person is burdened. You know that they want to try to get you to take on what's weighing them down. Just as you're about to reach your arrival point with the 4 of Wands, I don't see you doing it. You need to hold the line because here comes your rectification. And this is what's going to bring a time of peace for you in your life after a great storm. So continue to ward against this energy. Don't get swayed here. I do feel like this person can be a bit silver-tongued, but I wouldn't trust this advance if I were you, especially not with what's about to come into view for you. Let me just see what kind of magic you need to carry forward with you here at this point. We'll be bringing in more reads, more details. Yes, stillness with skull cap here. I feel like you don't need to do a thing. You already are in this place of alignment. It's coming out with 4711 energy again, okay? You've already come into alignment. It was 56:33 on the clock, 11:33. You have everything you need right now. You do not need this person's assistance. And it went to 56:44 there, okay? You already have the building blocks you need for your future. Your manifestation is already coming in. There's no way this person can assist you. And the facade has already been cracked. Their mask has already been revealed for what it was cloaking behind their true intentions here. And this person's going to have to take a look in the mirror if they want to see any kind of transformation change in their life, because it isn't going to come through your assistance. I see that. I see you being very still, immovable in relation to this energy. Whoever this character is, they do like to operate more within that sort of glamour realm, okay? Whether they do that with spell work, really strong indications of that, I have to tell you, but whether they do that with spell work or whether they do that with the way they spin their words and sort of the picture they paint here, this person works with illusion. They work with manipulating the emotions. And I think they're sort of banking on that if they approach you in a certain way, they might be able to play on a sense of nostalgia, play on your emotions, weaken your resolve a little bit. And I'm telling you, if you get them in, they will take full advantage of it. So let's just see what magic you need to carry at this time. Also, with that Scorpio energy that was showing up on that card, this is right around the time that you really need to pay attention to what's operating on the more subtle energetic level. I think you'll feel this energy before it actually tries to reach out to you. You're going to pick up on this on the ether. You may be able to ward from this energy, even making an advance, if you pay heed to what you pick up and you make sure that you put certain security measures in place. Okay, that's how it's coming through. This is like protect your peace because you've already made it through your initiatory gateway. I feel like you're already on the new road. And the only thing that could trip you up is if you let this energy lure you back. Because then I feel like you will lose your spot. You will. I don't feel like you're gonna fall for it though. It's not coming through like that, I have to be honest with you. I don't see you succumbing to this. No, look at this. Again, 11. Big Libra energy. There's the raven right there. You hold a special magic and you do have this miraculous chalice. And again, it's sort of like reiterating that gravy funnel message. There's something that's about to pour into you. Ooh, it wanted to darken on this side again. I'm telling you, this energy wants to block this out, but we got the beloved here, okay? There is some union that's happening here. There's something you're coming into union with. This can be coming into union with an emperor, somebody who's in a position of power, somebody who has some sway, and your connection together is particularly potent. It up levels you in your life. Somebody wants to cut this off at the pass. This also could be that you're coming into alignment with a path that the beloved has chosen for you, that spirit has chosen for you. And it's a path of empowerment. It pours something into you. It opens up the waterway for you. It cleanses away all that is poisoned your life and is allowing you to experience an upliftment here. There's something from the shadow that's been transmuted, and it's sort of like now you're being courted forward on your path toward a true alignment. It's arriving. It's arriving at your destiny through transmutation here. And I do feel like there's something that's very protected here that will not be able to be taken down, right? Let's get some magic for you. What is the magic that the air signs need to use at this time? What mojo do they need to work? What should their focus be at this time to prevent this energy from approaching or trying to interfere in what's rolling out for them? Mugwort. See, you have already picked up something. There's the mirror energy there. And again, there's like this deceptive energy that you've already seen through. You've been experiencing a lot of psychic healing, integration. And again, we got the 10 energy. So something was brought to a close. Some kind of glamour wore off. Some kind of manipulation wore off. You saw through some kind of deception. And I do feel like it impacted you. There is some degree of healing and reintegration you needed to go through on a psychic level to get to the other side of this. But now you got this like wheel of fortune energy. You should not come into alignment with this person. Isn't that wild that that's the card that slipped out? So see, there's somebody coming towards you that you know you are out of harmony with, somebody that is going to approach, that's going to try to make it out like you are beloveds and you're meant to be in alignment with each other, you're meant to partner, but this person works with manipulation. And so this offer is a gross cup. It should be spilled out here. They're trying to turn your justice into injustice. That's what I see. That's what I see. You may want to work with Damiana. Damiana can help you sort of grok this person's energy. So with Damiana in reverse, this person works with seduction, and they work with an energy that's very like alluring or courting, kind of come hither. Like they work with enticement, but it's a trap. Okay, that will clue you into who this character is. This person works with a lot of manipulation on a sensual level. This could even be somebody who's like just trying to get you into bed, trying to get you into bed so they can, like, you know, engage in that pillow talk, get you to spill some secrets, get courted back into your sacral chakra. Let me do a cut of the deck here. So be aware of this. Yeah. You need to take action to ward against this energy. It's very important with Nettle here. You've already sussed out this character. You need to take action to keep moving forward here. This cycle has been closed with 21. It brings in the world again. Again, you're likely dealing with some kind of fixed sign energy here. And they like to work within dream time. Okay. So this is basically like the proverbial witch guiding you to the poppy fields to just rest for a bit. Rest, dream for a bit. It won't do you any harm, but actually it will trip you up. If you dally with this energy, it will trip you up because you're already actively involved in the process of transformation right now. So you need to keep going where you're going, right? Because that's where your sun is. Don't get tripped up by this energy. It will take you back to the dark side of the moon. And again, number 5, Hierophant energy. Big Taurus energy coming through here. I'd be very aware of this. You already had to do a lot of healing around this character and whatever they were throwing your way, whatever obstacles they threw on your path. Don't let them be problematic again. You've already bested this energy.